first record, we took songs that were normally 8, 10, 12 minutes long, and we made every song on that record 4 minutes long. Roots and Groove was certainly some of that, but some of the songs that we wrote, we pretty much wrote with a studio formula in mind, because we had learned some things from the last record.
Riding down that long dusty highway, riding alone from here on in, with nothing but faith to spur me on. That pot of gold is bound to come my way.
We did play some songs where we made no concessions. We did not cut them. We played them in their form, how they go.
This latest iteration of the group, and certainly this latest recording, has been our certainly our most advanced and our most comprehensive. Both of these cases, we've been fortunate to have a pretty solid lineup for both of our studio albums, and although things have changed between them, the groups that we had for both the studio recordings are probably our two most solid iterations of the group.
Where are you, kind desert lady? Won't you share your love with me tonight?
Roots and Groove is the new album. It's the band's second studio album and first studio album that I'm on. I joined the band right after the first record, All Night Drive.
Riding down that long dusty highway, riding alone from here on in, with nothing but faith to spur me on. That peace of mind's bound to come my way.
Tim Carbone produced it, fabulous musician. I'm sure a lot of people will know of him from Railroad Earth. And it's just such a great fit. It was my first time really working with him. I'd known Tim just in passing from opening for them, and knew he was a great guy and stuff. But being able to hang out with him for 10 days was a very special experience, and his expertise and his knowledge. As we began to present ideas, he would get excited about it, and then saw where we were going, and he was like, oh, well, if you're going to be doing this kind of music, let's do all of this other stuff.
It's easy to work with a group of people that want to work. First album I thought came out great. It just was a little bit more work and a little bit more process to make it that way. This record, I was just as happy and psyched to work with them, because first of all, they're all great guys and they're nice to hang around with, and they really want to make a great record, and that's like, and they want to put the work in and really make it happen. They really love what they do, and they also understand, where the work has to go in order to make themselves better.
As we've played together longer and certainly picked up these new personalities like Paul and Patrick Latella, and even our current violinist, Zebulon, they've really pushed Pat and I to kind of move in some different directions that we weren't, necessarily used to.
We actually had the title Roots and Groove probably way before we had the album. We just kind of like the idea. Again, it talks about the marriage of styles, where we do have that roots and that Americana and bluegrass, like soul and underbelly of what we do, but we also have the groove, where we just like to, we like to groove out. It's very fun, comfortable beats, not super fast, and kind of let the instruments do their thing on top of it.
We got a TV show without no reconciliation. We got too much variation and too little communication.
The second time around, we actually started thinking about the tones of instruments first. And what instrument would go really well on this song? Is there a sound we heard? So I have a very country, very 1950s Buck Owen country sounding tune. And we're like, well, of course we should put pedal steel on this, right? And then it just so turns out that a Grammy Award winning pedal steel player owns the studio we're recording at, and John Macy comes and puts down pedal steel. So that wasn't like, you know, we sought him out. The same thing with Andy Hall and the dobro, and even with Andy Thorn and the banjo. We didn't think about, you know, oh, I got to get Andy Thorn on this record. We thought about, we really want to put banjo in this song. This is a drive-in bluegrass tune. We need some banjo rolling through here. And so, you know, we're like, well, who are we going to get? Well, let's get Andy Thorn. I mean, he's great. Why wouldn't we have the guy?
Has watched over my life.
Every song has a little embellishment on top of the five of us to give it just this roundness.
In the days of my youth, I climbed the limb so high.
The songs that we wanted piano, and keyboard, and organ on. Bill McKay is a great friend of the band. He's played with us many, many times live, and really almost an auxiliary member of the band. So he actually came into the studio having charts for all of our songs because he's played with us. But you know, we hand selected the tunes and the places we wanted him to play. And it was all about tone and not about name or the player or squeezing them into a spot. It was about, this is a sound palette.
So with Ramble, you know, we have all the musicality, all of the ingredients that we need to make all of the music that I really think I'd ever want to make. Now it's just going to be like, wow, we could do that. Let's next time around, we could just keep raising the bar.
One of the cool things about Ramble is, you know, there's a lot of variety in terms of our ages. You know, we're kind of at different, you know, parts of our lives, different, we have different things going on outside of the band, but somehow it all manages to just, everyone kind of comes together and in that forum and it works out.
I could not be happier with it. It exceeded my expectations with what we contributed as a group, how the guests were layered in so properly, and just how everything turned out.